Well, howdy everybody. So, as some of my viewers might already know, I just mainly play Yu-Gi-Oh! Nowadays, and, Elder Scrolls Online kind of is the game that I enjoy playing really above most others, just because it's like I put thousands of hours into this game. Really fucking good. I'm a bit of a scrub in some respects, but I know a little bit of what I'm doing at the very least. I kind of wanted to sit down and make a new character and sort of check things out with you guys. This is the character I usually play as, called Avathos Telvanni. I'm a Mage Blade. I play a legit Mage Blade. Both in PvE and PvP. I play DPS. I'll maybe slot some tanking stuff if they need it in a normal desperately, but outside of that, I'm just a straight up Mage Blade DPS. And same thing in same thing in what's it called? But same thing with what is it called? Same thing. I don't know. Either way, we are gonna make a new character, and I'm gonna want to maybe go through the new player experience. And I haven't really, I went through the new player experience and did a little podcast about it and talked about it a little bit. It was fine. Put on a little bit of the music in the background, so we have just some chill white noise. Put some stations. Chill music. And so I really want to stream ESO. I really like it, and although at the same time, I'm not 100% sure what people look for in Elder Scrolls Online. And I'll be honest, as much as I love doing PvP, when it comes to PvP, unless you're, sufficiently talented and you have a build that's exclusively yours, or you're very, very good, you're gonna die a lot. And that's not great viewing. But I kind of wanted to come across and do something interesting, which is the new player experience. I wanted to kind of go over some things, like things that won't intrude on your ability to enjoy the game, of course. And but I did want to go over a couple things. For those who are wondering, my blood for the pact. You can tell by the red shirt. I usually personally prefer playing as a dark elf, but for now I think I'll absolutely just end up playing as a Khajiit, just because Khajiits, work better. I'm gonna I think that was the name of my first Khajiit character from a very long time ago. I forget exactly what they were, but as far as class goes, you have your 6 classes. So let me just go over a couple things. Maybe this stream will be sort of a simple, just a lot of little stuff to help you out with. So firstly, the first thing you got to remember is, despite what many people will tell you, races matter only when you're min-maxing. And even then, you can find ways to kind of compensate a little bit. I prefer to play as a dark elf in most content, in most forms, most classes. So it's, for certain PvE types of situations, it's not desirable, but for PvP, maybe so, but regardless. I'm just going to go over the classes a little bit. We'll also bring up a little cheat sheet, because ESO classes, and I'm just going to go over why some of the not classes, races, and why all the races. I meant to say races this entire time are important, and why some matter than for different things more than most, and why others don't really matter at all. Now, you have, let's start in alphabetical order. We'll start with the Ultimer, the High Elves from the Somerset Isles. They have, their bonuses are a 15% experience gain in the skill Destruction Staff, Max Magicka, and Max Magicka, Max Magicka Recovery, and Spell Damage. You get 2,000 more Magicka, and you get 2,800 more Recovery. That's nothing to sniff at. You also get an extra 258 weapon damage. That was back when they rebalanced some of the races, and in doing so, of rebalancing some of the races, they basically allowed all the races to sort of be better at multitasking, and by extension of that, also, well, you can play the game more as you want. It's more of an Elder Scrolls game. Bosmer, they're more you can make a Magicka version of them, but you don't necessarily want to per se. They got 2,000 more stamina and 250 more recovery when it comes to their stamina recovery. They get increased movement speed. Physical and spell penetration is increased, as well as a decrease in fall damage. Poison and disease resistance is lower, and their stealth detection is great. So they're great rogues. They're great. Not only are they great rogues, they're also great, but specifically they're great Nightblades. Now, as far as something like the Khajiit, which we're getting to right now, are stat-wise better Nightblades, but as far as you being a normal casual player and just having fun in the game and just enjoying yourself, the Bosmers will be better because they'll allow you to move around faster, traverse quicker, you'll be able to go places and do things without dying as much just from falling from terrain. I would encourage you, if you want to play a Nightblade like I'm going to be doing on the stream, please consider maybe doing that, but getting a Bosmer. You can always, get a race change token later or roll a different character. I believe you get, 8 out of the gate for new characters you can do with. So it's nothing to, you have nothing to fear, and you're not really going to lose too much. The Khajiits are kind of get recovery across the board, and they get stat across the board. So when I say stat, I'm talking about your actual stats. Usually I mean in the context of Magicka, stamina, and health. If not that, then I might be referencing penetration, armor resistance, damage, critical, things like that. But most of the time it's the Trinity. The Khajiits also can, successfully pickpocket increased by 5%. They have a decreased detection radius, so they're harder to catch in stealth. The Bosmer are you can catch you in stealth easier. That's the key difference. And their critical damage and critical healing is up by 12%. That is actually nothing to scoff at. Meaning that if you critical hit somebody, meaning double damage is done, it's 12. That whatever that damage is, it's 12 more. So that's potent. Bretons get more max recovery for their Magicka and get more max Magicka. They have increased spell resistance, which is very, very helpful, especially if you're going for you don't have to spec it as much into spell resistance. They reduce the cost of magic abilities by 7%, which is huge if you decide to play a vampire, which we will get to at some point. That basically offsets any cost issues you would have had, with being a vampire stage 1. Also increase the line points gained by 1, which is also cool because if you are playing PvP content, which alliance points is the currency you get by doing PvP content, you level up the more alliance points you get, and whenever you level up, you get a skill point. I believe it is once every 2 stages, so you get, I think it is an extra 20, either it's every stage or every other stage, so you get anywhere between, I think, either 25 or 50 extra points every single time. Red guards, they're basically exactly who you want for, stamina classes. They're the big Unga Bunga warriors. More Unga Bunga than the Nords are, to be honest with you, in my personal opinion, as far as from a damage perspective. They increase the duration of eating food by 25 minutes, which food is critical in the game, especially when you're doing dungeons and stuff, because you get extra stat from it, and that's very, very important. It reduces the cost of weapon abilities. It's the opposite of the Bretons. It also reduces the effectiveness of snares, meaning if you're, if an enemy snares you or makes it harder for you to move, you're fine. You can still do what you need to do. It also, dealing damage, restores like a stack of sorry, I'm just trying to not get the boot. My apologies. Yeah, so you just more you dealing damage restores you a K of stamina every 5 seconds, which when having your stamina pool means you can do more moves, and you're just able to do more, which is very, very good. Orcs, they're your crafters. They are able to craft more. They have extra damage on both magicka and stamina. They got extra stamina, and they got extra health, which is very good. Dealing damage restores 2100 health every 4 seconds, which is not anything to scoff at. And it also, the cost of sprinting is reduced by 12, and its speed bonus is increased by 10%. So basically, he heals when he hits you, and he runs very fast. The Orc is, again, another race I would highly suggest you to play on top of the Bosmer. While you might not have the the general higher movement speed, or the decreased fall damage, or even the better resistance from poison and disease, what you do have is when you're sprinting and you're using your stamina to go far and you're trying to get from point A to point B, when you're running, that happens faster. And it's harder for you to die, which is very, very good. And I could go on. I absolutely could go on, but here's the big thing I want you to know. All of these things with the races I've talked about, they're not important for you right now if you're just starting. Play the race you want to, because they're cool, because they're cute, because you like their culture, because you like how they are, because you like characters from previous games. It's all about what you want right now. You don't actually have to worry about any of these things whatsoever right now. These things only really matter when you're, again, min-maxing. Period. But, moving on, we're going into the game. we're gonna, again, try again and create a new character. My apologies. 3 alliances. You have the Blueberries, the Daggerfall Covenant, you have the Bananas, All Married Dominion, and you have the Cherries. Ebonheart Pact. I play Ebonheart Pact, and that's what we'll be playing. I also have the Any Race, Any Alliance DLC, so I can pick any race to be an Ebonheart Pact player. If you just bought the $20 game, that's okay. You just play an alliance that you like your race is a part of, which on the whole is not too big of an issue. There's some more discrepancies that are an issue with it, a little bit, I will admit, but aside from that, I don't think it's too much of a problem per se. So for me, I'm thinking. See, I normally pick Dark Elf as my go-to race for this, just because I like the Dark Elves' evolution as a culture between Morrowind, between Oblivion, between Skyrim, from becoming a very reductive, conservative to a detriment culture to a species that has experienced a high level of loss and companionship, and are better and have become more empathetic and kind for it. you know, I think it's but I will say that I am going to probably end up paying a Khajiit for this one. I'm gonna try and I think that's how I spell the old name for my old character. I could be wrong. 6 classes. We have 6 separate classes. They are Dragon Knights, Sorcerers, Nightblades, Templars, Wardens, Necromancers. Wardens are included, I believe, in the base game. I believe they were included in the Morrowind expansion. Necromancers came from elsewhere. The expansion that is, I think you have to pay for this one, or at least get the expansion. But I'm gonna presume for the time being that the person watching this probably, you know, has, you know, the base game. But either way, I'm gonna be playing a Nightblade because I main a Nightblade, and I'm like to think I'm very, very good at playing a Nightblade. We're going to move on just to the body. I'm probably going to go for like a larger muscular kind of look. Give it kind of body markings are okay. That's fine. Torso size, whatever. Okay. Then we go to the face. That looks fine. I don't see any issues, anything that needs to be changed. And we're going to create. So normally I don't have to go through the tutorial. We're going to do that just so you guys can kind of see what's going on personally. We're just chilling. So this is kind of bums me out a little bit that the adamantine tower I don't know if you can come back here or not, but this is a new product of the new Blackwood expansion, which I'm going to be playing on my main character, Avathos Tolvani, at some point in the near future, if you guys really, really enjoy that. That being said, this where we are right now kind of is a new addition, which allows people to sort of pick where they want to start leveling, which I think is a great addition.
There you are, on your feet. I know magical translocation can really upset the stomach. Just take a moment and get your bearings, all right? The Isle of Balfiera, home of Clan Berini. I apologize for the cramped accommodations. We pride ourselves on courtesy, but circumstances here have taken a turn for the bizarre. I needed to make sure you weren't a danger to yourself or others. You might not be so eager to escape once you hear what's going on. You arrive via a portal, along with a Daetric beast called Shayazel. It seized control of our golems and unleashed them on the island. If I free you, will you help me stop Shayazel? Wise choice. Just give me a moment. There. That should unlock the door. When you're
Nice.
ready, follow me.
And so here is kind of like a sort of pseudo place where you can kind of pick what weapons you want to kind of work with to start. So I'm thinking I like playing a Mage Blade, so I'm gonna pick a Fire Staff. We're gonna take that, and we'll go to our inventory and equip it. Killing it, and so one of the other things that they introduced, I believe it was the Morrowind expansion, is whenever you kill a opponent. I'm sorry, my apologies. So one of the things that I'm not a gigantic fan of is that character. One of my biggest kind of like more of my gripes is if you want to change, like if you want to like have your own skill abilities and stuff like that, like your own input settings. You have to do them for each character, which is a bit of a pain in the butt. I will completely agree. I don't know. I actually don't know why they would make this why they would do this, to be honest. Open swap should be camera out. Toggle full screen mode. First, third person. And camera zoom in. I only needed to zoom out. Alright, so we're just gonna zoom me out like that. So I prefer to play in third person simply for the fact that playing in third person absolutely allows you to it basically allows you to see everything happening more. Obviously first person looks and feels more immersive. It's not perfect though.
Pleased to make your acquaintance. We're bound for a place called the Key Rights Gallery. But first, I need to know you can defend yourself. But, of course, I can't promise total transparency, but I'll be as forthcoming. Yes, I think that one suits you.
There we go.
Change your mind. Feel free to take any other weapon you want. Now, let's find a spot. This is as good a place as any. Now, prepare yourself while I conjure up a dance partner. Let's begin.
So this is where they kind of teach you how to function. This is where they teach you how to
Top mark.
functionally.
Well done. Hit it again. Brilliant.
Yeah, this is where they teach you how to do stuff. Now, there's certain aspects of this.
Yourself.
Oops.
Lock, quick, strike while it's off balance. That's the way. Well
So
done.
you can. It's technically considered a heavy attack when you hold it for longer than it needed for a light attack.
Keep up the defense. Strike hard now. Now some foes will try to restrain you.
Welcome, new viewer. How are you doing? So so this is the tutorial. Really, I feel I kind of wanted to do this like as a little new stream, just to because some of the nice people on my Yu-Gi-Oh stream were kind enough to allow me to
Quickly break free. Prepare yourself.
play ESO, which I'm
Again, make ready.
kind of happy about. I'd love to play ESO like more frequently.
Now press your advantage with a heavy attack.
But honestly, if I was to play ESO like that, I think I'd
Interrupt now.
want to play more and just like chit chat with people than just like, you know, just like pass a turn like I'm this super
Quickly
important
now.
person. Like
Interrupt it.
I know my ass gonna die, especially if I do PvP. But I think it's nice to have a server only character, like or a stream only character.
Good. Now destroy it. Well done.
Cool.
Come speak with me for a moment.
Training. That's not lovely.
With moves like that, the Day Treaders stand a chance. To reach the
We've got some gear. I think I'm gonna go with Force Shock first.
One of the stray golems. You might want to sneak past it.
Nah, I want the experience.
Almost there. Let's hurry.
Step right over and watch me put it down.
Right. The entrance to the Keyrights Gallery should be east of here. Let's head out.
Okay. So we're going to change a couple combat settings. We're going to always show our ability bar, timers, back row, automatic, always show, rim percent, always show, automatic, I mean to say, ultimate number on, right, buffs and debuffs, we're going to always show. And we're going to also go to gameplay. Yep, that's purple. That's good. You actually don't really want to have a You actually don't really want to have like the red circles be the thing. Prevent stealing placed items and all those stolen. Okay. Good. Let's go. Let's do it. Step right over and watch me put it down. Step right over and watch me put it down.
Well, this is upsetting. Jeffers bones. The surge of magicka created by the portals you came through. It's a monster.
Step right over and watch me put it down. Do you remember 21st night of September? Through the stranger. And so another thing, here's so they also have like your ability to get like the shoes. Batons, grease, jack, jerkin, guards, gloves, and so light armor skill attained. So certain skills can only be obtained through certain means. Your armor skills can only be gotten by having 3 of the same skill.
All right. Do you see that vault to the south? The sky shard is there.
Breaches of Frostbite. Oh, okay. So this area is technically a Blackwood area. Interesting.
The sky shard.
It's a lightning staff. It's an inferno staff. Marginally better. Oh, gargoyle. We're gonna just take a bunch of stuff real quick. And on top of that, I think I also want the
Wall to the side. Absorb the energy of that shard. Incredible. Not quite what I intended, but we can work with this. Let's head back to the gate.
Caress. So we're picking up a bunch of stuff right now simply because once we get to a crafting table, we're gonna deconstruct it or decon it. Cool. Fortified meal. I think we'll eat that real quick. Food is very important. Thankfully, like, those crown foods are given out like Skittles, so you have, you know, no problem just getting as many as you need. Alright.
I'm afraid we've reached...
Sorry, let me just check something.
I'm afraid we've reached the really scary bit. The data... Again, I'm just... There it is! Send it back to oblivion!
Sure about that?
You did it!
Bitch!
Hopefully the gallery wasn't too badly damaged. Follow me! By all the stars! Look at the central column. I had no idea it was concealing something like this. Let's get a closer look.
Also, bookshelves, very important. Bookshelves are very important because if you just reading them, sometimes you'll run across a skill book and they'll just give you, you know, a skill, like a rank up in a skill you're working on, or one you're not working on. They just give you. Sometimes they'll just give you skills. See, give me medium armor. Didn't even have to like equip any.
Now I see why we never managed to unlock the gates. Their power comes from this arcane helix. Amazing. With the helix exposed, these gates can finally reopen. Perhaps not all of them at first, but enough to reach most of Tamriel. The question for you, I suppose, is where to first? Can you believe this? Just look around. With this, because of you, matters in Tamriel are bleak. War rages in Cyrodiil. Daedric princes conspire. The Keyrights Gallery opened doors to every corner of Tamriel. Places I suspect that desperately need a hero's aid. This choice is yours to make, but wherever you choose to go, I'm sure adventure awaits. May the stars protect you. So, have you chosen where to go? What region of the world? It is a bit overwhelming, isn't it? I don't blame you. Interprovincial intrigue is the basis of my whole profession, and even I find it tiresome after a while. I suppose that, well, as I said before, threats to Tamriel have grown like weeds practically everywhere. Would you prefer to spend time among my... Certainly. One of these gates appear to go to Western Skyrim, the mythical kingdom of Nords led by King Svargrim. The other leads to Blackwood.
So here's one of the things I like about this room a lot. It plays the different music from different parts, like from different releases of Elder Scrolls. Oh, that music. Oh, it feels so good. Oh, I miss it so much. Oh, I love that. Love that music. Jesus Christ. God, I love it. But, and we've got a lot more spaces just in case. Let's go. But where to? Oh my god, that's the original music! Oh, it sounds so good. Oh, I love it. Alright, Canarthy's Roost it is.
That's Canarthy's Roost, a Khajiiti isle with emerging ties to the Aldmeri Dominion. Sea elves have been flexing their muscles in that part of the Total Bay. Competing interests could lead to bloodshed. Someone like you could set them right.
Why take the music away? It's not fair. Ah, well. But either way, it's... God, I'll be honest, I wish there was a setting that allowed you to play, like, music from previous iterations. But... Whew. Alright, so... One of the best ways to, really, quite frankly, get levels in this game is questing. Without a doubt. Ah, Razumdar.
The hurricane must have been very disorienting. So many...
Razumdar is here on a mission of some delicacy. You are just...
First, a question. Where did you come from? Yes, lie with confidence. A straight face and a gleam in your eye. Well done. It is very good right now, fit in. Your sudden arrival, it does not fit in. Understand? You should not. You should trust your instincts. Leave if you wish. No one will stop you. Or come with Raz because you are no soldier, which is useful. You can speak with the locals. Assure them we are not invaders or marauders. Now come, let us try to fit in. Commander Curran, a moment. These recruits survived the shipwreck without injuries. You mentioned something about the Shattered Shoals, yes?
Said Shattered Shoals. A name I have not heard in a long time.
Glad you're up and about, recruit. I'm in need of a scout to head to Shattered Shoals. Most of our fleet foundered to the west, but we've had few survivors trickle in from that direction. We captured a sea viper spying on the camp. Those pirates never travel alone. Find out if they're around Shattered Shoals, and if so, what they're doing on this island. Of course, you should assist any shipwreck survivors you find. We must each do our part. Before you head to Shattered Shoals, speak with ESO. He just returned from exploring a nearby temple. That wizard claims to know something.
Ilsil is this way. Ilsil, this
Marvelous, isn't it? We'll have to construct a special room for the Morning Stone when we bring it back to the Mages Guild. Yes, the Temple of the Morning Springs is an old Khajiit ruin not far from here. We excavated the Morning Stone from one of the chambers. You mean pirates? In an ancient Khajiit temple? Preposterous! All we saw were the arrogant sea elf pirates. To my recollection, they aren't known to raid Kanapi's roost. Oh, and they have a thing for snakes. But I'm sure
we should speak privately before you depart. Let's meet by the statues on the path. There, see? You fit in and no one will stop you from walking. Ilsil is most impressed. He is trouble. But the undead are a threat. Perilous told you how the hurricane dashed the fleet of Canardi crews. Now the sea will be picking one of our ships. Strange. You could scout the coast. Oh, there's far less glamorous work. At the northern end of the island. Let's meet up there after you've done what you decided to do. Until then, bright moons guide your steps.
Let's get that sky shard real quick.
What is it?
You got what I need, and you say he's just a friend, and you say he's just a friend. Oh baby, you got what I need, and you say he's just a friend, and you say he's just a friend.
Wish they'd just leave us alone.
Temple of the Crescent Moon.
Halt! Come no closer.
Sky shard. Well, I don't know. Fortunately, I think the only person watching me at the moment is a nice old bot, Twitch bot. I don't know. I don't think y'all like it when I stream ESO. It was worth a shot. It was worth a shot. I think in the short term, I think I'll stick with Duel Links. It's a bummer, but, you know, at the end of the day, it's like, I have a harder time being entertaining with a game like this.
Come no closer.
Is what it is. Thank you guys for at least letting me try.